familia, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning to the final day of 12 days of aleXmas and actually my last video of 2021. You guys, I can't believe that this year is literally over, but I'm so excited to see what 2022 will bring. I used to have a professor that used to say 22, so every time I see the number 22, I want to do that voice. So today I want to share with you guys, obviously the number 12 drummers drumming. I figured since it is the ending, the drum roll of my 12 days, I wanted to share with you guys my top 12 favorite palettes of 2021. Some of these you guys may have already known. I have raved a ton about these in so many videos. Some of these may surprise you because I've been using them behind the scenes, but not necessarily sharing them on camera. So I have my 12 palettes here. So if that is something that interests you, stay tuned. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the familia. My name's Alejandra. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with an Ash Project fan. If that's something that interests you, subscribe, join us. And now let's get on with the 12th and final day. So before I get into my 12 palettes, I want to share something really quick with you guys. First and foremost, I had to wear my ugly sweater. So I'm going to stand up and share with you guys what ugly sweater means to me. You guys can see, I'm trying not to yell in the camera on the microphone, but it's my flamingos. So this is my ugly sweater. I actually love my ugly sweater. It's not ugly to me, but can you see like the sleeves look like wings? It's actually pretty cool and it's comfy and I had to wear it for today. And if you guys can hear it in my voice, when I filmed my video and shared with you guys about my allergy attack, I couldn't take any meds, and because of that reason, it just evolved into this. And I'm trying not to lose my voice because everything is just in my throat right now and I'm trying to be good, but I have been babying it. So I wanted to hold off as long as possible to film this video without sounding too terrible, but it is what it is. We are here today. All right, you guys, I'm going to share with you guys my 12 palettes, and these are in no particular order. These are just my 12 favorite palettes that I have discovered in 2021. Let's start out with one that was in the early years of this, obviously year. It is the Avocado Toast. Obviously, you guys, this is one of my favorite BH Cosmetics palettes that I've discovered this year. It's just such a great palette. You guys have heard me talk about this. I use this in the summertime. I use this in the springtime. I've used this in the fall. It's just a good all year round palette. I can use it for every season and not feel like I'm out of place or I'm wearing like hot pink in the winter or something. You can wear whatever you want, but I always like to wear it seasonal because it reminds me of like shopping new palettes, even though I'm not spending the money. But this is one where I could use it all year round and I really enjoy it. A lot of you guys have told me you purchase this because of my recommendations and you love the palette as well, you guys. It's so good. It's such a good palette. I'm so happy I have this and I discovered it and I took the plunge because I wasn't going to buy it and I'm glad I did. Let's move on to one that was also in the beginning of this year. No surprise, this was my all-time favorite collab of this year. No joke. This is the Club Nebula with Angelica Nyqvist. I think I'm saying her name right. I don't know. This is such a beautiful palette. It is truly so well put together. Formula's amazing. The packaging I enjoy. I think everything about this palette is so nice. You can wear these shadows lightly and still be able to have them toned down instead of looking so bright like in the palette. It's really a really nice palette. Quality's amazing. I love these shimmer toppers on here. It's just, I can use these all the time with any other look. I can use this in the spring, summer, in the winter time. The only colors I'm missing is more like oranges for the fall. Like this is a little bit too bright, but I can still get around with using it most of the year. And this was by far one of my favorite collabs the whole entire year. The best neutral palette I found this year was this one, Urban Decay Wild West. You guys, oh my goodness. This just made me fall back in love with neutrals again. I love all type of color stories. I am not one that just likes color or just likes neutral. I feel like there is a place for all those color stories in my life. And I just was forgetting about my neutrals, and this just brought me back where I can have my neutrals and still have a little bit of pops of color here and there. It's just beautiful. The formula of this is amazing. If Urban Decay continues this kind of formula, I will definitely be buying them because I just love them. So versatile, so everyday. I can recommend this to anybody, whether you watch YouTube or don't, and I feel like they'd get use out of it. It's such a beautiful palette. This is the palette that gave me that faith back into the Urban Decay formula, and this is the only Urban Decay palette I bought all year. Normally I would be all about Urban Decay, and this is the only one I bought all year. Here's another collab palette that I was 50-50 on when I first got it, and then it just drew me right in. That's the Shroud Cosmetics It's Freaking Bats palette. This one, the reason why is because it took so long to get to me, and I'm like, really, how good can this be? Oh, it was worth the wait for me. As I used it more and more, the more I fell in love with it. The more I realized why it is such a good palette. It's just great. And I've always said this every time I showcase this palette, it is one of my very most unique eyeshadow color combo palettes that I own. And I own a ton. And this one is just so different from a lot of palettes that I own. And I love that about it. Love the quality. It's a really nice palette. It was worth it for me. At the end, it was. In the beginning, I was hesitant, but I'm glad that I purchased it and waited for it because it was worth it in the end. This one was the palette that just made me fall in love with this color story. And I realized this is it for me. Like, I only need a few of these, but this is one of my favorites out of all the ones I own. That's the Give Me Go Pastel Dreams. Even the packaging is just so whimsical, so dreamy. It just reminds me of like this beautiful, calming dream. And the color story, my goodness, this is one of my favorite pastel color stories ever. And I don't buy a lot of pastel palettes, and this is by far my favorite. My favorite one. Reminds me of Cotton Candy, that soft girly look, that jumping through the clouds and riding a unicorn onto the sunset kind of thing. Like those imaginary things you have as a kid when you're playing dress up. Like, this is what that reminds me of, and I really like it. Quality is amazing on Give Me Glow. One of my favorite brands. One of the few brands that I will buy every single palette because I just love everything they do, and the quality is really good. This one was my favorite and still is my favorite pastel palette, and I'm glad I discovered it this year. Here's one that I love the concept of it, and I love the fact that they mix neutrals in with color, and it just works so well together, and the quality of it they just bumped it up even more, that I'm just so excited to see what else they come up with. That's Nomads America's Parks. Oh my goodness, you guys. I just love this palette. I love it. It's so good. I love the colors, the depths of them, the combinations of them, like this rich orange paired in with this green, or even this one, like even the purple. Anything you mix in here together, it just works so well. I love the shifting shades in here. The ones where they give you like that surprise shift into them, but it's not like extreme, but it's there. It's just beautiful. And the quality, it's so good. They really upped up their quality when it came to their mattes. Loved this palette. Truly loved it. And even a neutral lover, I feel like, would get use out of this, because you can do these pops of bright colors, or just colors in general, have enough depth and have enough saturation in them where I don't feel like they would stand out and be super bright on the eyes. I think that you can tone them down lightly. And I just love this. I really would. Even a neutral lover would love this palette. And I'm so happy I have it. This palette is the most recent love of this year, and the one that I am wearing on my eyes today. And that is the Miss Claus, the Litless palette. This is what this one looks like right here. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's the quality that just, I mean, oh my goodness. BH Cosmetics. Don't raise your prices because I don't want you to, but I mean, I would pay more for this palette. It's just so good. And so many of you have told me you've gotten this for $14, $11. I love that. I love that, because even so, that's a steal for what you're getting in here. Do I love this more than last year? No, I actually personally love last year's color combinations more. But this one is so much fun. It adds to last year, because I can pull a lot of mattes from last year and add them into here and be able to come up with all new looks. I still use last year. I love it that much. But this one is what I'm wearing on my eyes, and you guys can see It just works. You don't have to have the bright shades. I ended up using this shade in the crease, outer V, on most of my lid, and then I went in with the silver in the inner corner, and it just looks beautiful. I love it. I love this palette. Even these shades that I'm not so much of a fan of, I could find use of them, mixing them in with the reds or blues or even the neutral shades. It's just such a nice palette. I'm happy that I got it. I'm happy that it's in my life. It is brighter than last year, but that's what I love. I love the fact that I have both sides. I enjoy the neutrals. I feel comfortable wearing this out and not feel like I'm bright and in your face. Even though this looks bright, but it's not neon. It's like more toned down, deeper shades where it can work, and it's such a beautiful palette. So I had to include this because I haven't put it down since I got it. I'm always reaching into this palette. My last collab palette I want to share with you guys this year is this one. This is the Beauty Bay Naked Tutorials. Can I just say that Beauty Bay was one of my top brands this year that I have purchased from, that I just love. I love the Beauty Bay palettes, and it's not even because of all their shades are hits. It's just their imagination when it comes to their color stories and their packaging and the way they execute things. They just have a great team. Whoever's sitting around that boardroom, they have such a great team. They come out with so many fun different color stories, and they blow those shimmer shades out of the water from other brands, because these palettes are not that expensive, and these little shimmer shades out here, holy crap, man, they pack a punch, and it's worth it to me. $14, that's the most that I paid for a Beauty Bay palette, is about $14, $15, and even the shipping overseas is not that expensive for me. I love them. So this I had to include in here, you guys. I've loved this palette. I'm constantly reaching for it. I reached for it again this winter time, so it's not like I've only reached for it and then put it away. I feel like I can get more of like that fall winter feeling and then the brighter spring summer feel out of this palette. Naked Tutorials did a great job with this color story, and this was my first Beauty Bay palette I purchased, and I was addicted. I'm up to like 5 palettes from them. I just love them. I rotate them. I'm always thinking about them because I can get a subtle look, but I can also get a bright, fun look, and that's what I love. And then the shimmers just add that extra oomph that I always love in my looks. Here is the other Beauty Bay palette that I just can't. You guys, everyone fell head over heels for this one. My favorite color is green, and you guys know that. And I love any shade of green. I don't care what shade of green it is. I love you. Even the poopy brown, like that poopy green, I still love you. This palette gave me all the feels. The packaging, adore, love it. And this color story, holy crap, you guys. It took every ounce of me to not wear this palette again today. I wanted to switch it up, but I was intending to use my favorite shade and my favorite shade out of here, but I had to give other ones a chance. But I love this. This is so good. This is a palette that I feel I can wear winter, fall, in the spring, in the summer, like I could pull things out of here. It's just so nice. And again, these have depth in them, so you could take it so many different ways. So many different skin tones can wear this and not feel like it's just a light wash on your eyes. This is what I mean. They have a great team. They come up with these awesome color stories, and these shimmers are ridiculously amazing. Again, for the price. I paid 15 bucks, I believe, for this one as well. It's worth it. 100% worth it. I cannot wait to see what they come up with next year, because I'm on board. I'm on board. I'm already controlling my spending even more next year, but I have my brands where I am more interested in getting those palettes than trying other new ones, to be honest with you. This is one of them. I just love this, you guys, and so many of you guys have gotten it and have loved it just as much as I have. And you guys, I'm surprised I haven't hit pan on any of these, because I'm always dipping into this palette. I just can't stop thinking about it. I really, really can't. All right, I have 3 more palettes to go, you guys, and I'm curious to know if you guys can guess these, because I don't know if I would have put these in 6-7 months ago, but I'm telling you, I love these just as much. Let's start out with my last indie brand one that I want to share with you guys. Out of all the palettes I tried from this brand, I feel like this is the one that just resonated with me, that made me eat my words, first of all, because I wasn't sure if what they came up with was really what they meant. And It just has so many fun shades in it that it makes me think outside the box, but in such a good way. That's the Menagerie Cosmetics Indigo Ink. This is another brand where no matter what they come out with, I always buy them. I own all their palettes and I will always do that. I just love their quality. This one, I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I do. And the more I use it, the more I understood it, the more I loved it. I'm not a blue person, and this just converted me to blue. Not to mention these shifting shades that they put in here. It just ties everything together. I can come up with a blue look, but it's so many different shades of blue that I feel like it's not just one uniform blue and that's all that I'm going to get. It's such a good palette. And I love that they added these pops of colors on the side to change up your look, or even to use these alone. Like this is an awesome chartreuse green. It's very rare for me to find these in palettes and of this quality and this pigmentation. It's awesome. I love it. Inner corner, just very natural look. You put like your bronzer on your crease, a wing liner, and then this in the inner corner. Oh, such a beautiful look. I love it. This one won me over. I've tried the Bats one, I did the Serenity one, and I was very close of putting the Serenity one in here, but this one just added a little bit more oomph. Like I felt like this was more me, the mattes just got me in here. And I love it. Menagerie is that brand where I buy all of them. You guys know that. Give Me Glow, Menagerie, Natasha Denona, and Beauty Bay are my top 4 right now. And I love them. Not even BH. And I love BH, but I haven't bought everything they come out with. I'm still picky with them. But the other ones, I just buy almost all their palettes. Speaking of Natasha Denona, spoiler alert, my last 2 palettes are from her, you guys. If I'm going to pick one high luxury brand that I will always be faithful to, it will be Natasha Denona. You guys, I have not purchased a Pat McGrath palette at all this year, solely because I've been so into Natasha Denona that I don't want to cheat on her. Like I feel like Natasha's my one aunt and Pat McGrath is my other aunt. And I'm always going for my favorite aunt and neglecting my other one. I don't know what it is. It's just I love her brain. I just love how she thinks and puts things together. So should be no surprise, my last 2 favorites are these 2. Zendo and Retro. You guys, Retro, she converted me into a mauve lover. This palette, again, this was another palette where I was like, ooh, I wanted to put this all over my lid. With green. Wouldn't that be awesome? I was so tempted, but I was like, no, Alex, just do an all green look. You could do that later. This palette just got me. It got everything I wanted in a mauve to keep me excited, to keep me intrigued, to keep me wanting to come back. And that's an awesome palette. If a palette could do that to you, especially if you're not into that color story, that's amazing. Quality of this, the tones, the formula, I mean, everything about it. I just love it. I love this. This is such a well put together palette. It won me over, you guys. Natasha Denona's palettes, all the $65 ones, I own them all and I love them all. I will always buy her $65 palettes. I'm going to tell you right now. She comes out with any more next year, I'm there. I'm 100% there. I don't buy her 5 pans often. I don't buy her minis often, and I don't buy the large ones often, but the $65 ones, I own every one and I do not regret it at all. Another brand where in the beginning, guys, if you remember years ago, I was anti-Natasha Denona. I did not want to spend the money on it. And once she came out with these $65 ones, I literally was just like, here you go. Just keep my card on file because I'm just going to hit checkout every time you come out with one. And that's the truth. It's a great investment. I know that these are going to stay on my eyes all year round. The quality's going to be there. I can wear it in any occasion and not feel like I'm out there, whether it's color or toned down, like neutrals. She does it so well. The last one is the Zendo, and here we are talking about color. Here's this. This is one of her colorful $65 pan ones. And you guys, so much crap was given to this palette, but it's so nice. I appreciate that this isn't all shimmers. And that's coming from somebody who loves anything shiny, sparkly, glittery, foiled, metallic. Like that's just me. And I could appreciate this palette. And it's colorful. So I can wear this with color and not feel like I'm sticking out if I don't want to. Like I feel comfortable wearing this to church. And you guys know I do neutral looks for church. I don't mind wearing this to church because it's not going to be like super foiled in your face where everyone's going to be staring at my eyes instead of the Bible. I want that. I just love this palette. I really do. I understood her concept. I understood what she was going for. And there is a niche for this kind of palette. There are people out there that would love this kind of palette. She just blew it out of the park for me. I love it. I do. Even this side right here, I still do. I still love it. Silk is, or this one, Yama was my favorite shade in here. So you guys can see it has a nice little dip in there. Guys, I love these palettes. So there you guys have it. My 12 palettes of 2021, my favorite ones, the ones that I kept repeating, the ones that I kept pulling out, the ones that I just wanted to use, even if I was committing myself to pan those eyeshadows, to a project pan. These were the palettes that I kept thinking to incorporate in those because I just love them. And I still, till this day, if you could picture me and multiple humans standing on my desk right now, arguing, putting points out to which palette to use today, that's how I feel about these palettes, because I wanted to use this one. I wanted to use this one. I wanted to use this one. Like, I mean, I should have just picked one eyeshadow out of all of them to make myself feel better because I just wanted to use so many of them and there's so little time. But I love these all. I really, really do. I recommend these all. The quality's amazing. I think that there's a person for all of these palettes. I would not feel like I'm iffy on these. No, I'm 100% about these. All right, as I mentioned, you guys, this is my last video of 2021. I am going to take off the last week of Christmas. Mr. Man took the week off. My kids are off from school. And I just want to enjoy. I want to enjoy it. I want to reminisce of this year. This is the year where half of it we were still home for school. The other half my kids started school. I also am, doing my game plan of what I'm going to do next year, whether next year I'm going to start working early on in the year or later on in the year. I don't know what I want to do. And I just want to take the last week of this year just to chill. Not worry about social media. Not worry about posting, not worry about editing. Have fun with my kids. My kids are getting into puzzles and I find that to be so much fun and relaxing. And if you have ever heard me talk about my kids, you know my kids do not sit still. They are more active than the normal child. And if my kids are into puzzling, I'm all here for it because that means I can sit down and relax with my kids and not have to worry about chasing one or having to do something active with. I also want to thank you guys so much. You guys, this is my 9th year. I'm going on my 9th year on YouTube. And I don't know how much longer I'll be here. I don't know what the future holds. I don't intend on ending, but you never know with me changing careers or sticking to what I used to do. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I want to thank you guys so much for all the likes, all the shares. You guys sharing my videos and my channel and my Instagram. You guys, you have allowed me to be on here and be relevant, even though I'm not reviewing a million things. And I do appreciate that. I appreciate every comment. You guys, I know how busy my life is, and for me to sit down and watch a video and for you guys to do it as well, having new babies, having changes with how the world is, and you guys taking the time to watch my videos, liking them, commenting on them, sharing, spreading the word that I'm doing this. You guys, it means a lot to me, and I don't take that for granted. I hope you guys have a wonderful Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year, whatever it is that you celebrate. I hope you enjoy it with your loved ones, your family, your friends, neighbors, your pets, your kids, whoever it is that you are celebrating it with. I hope you guys have a wonderful time. I will see you guys the first week of January. I have a ton of content that I want to share with you guys in January. A lot of things that I want to tie in or close up, inventory, empties, that kind of stuff. And then let's see what 2022 brings. I'm hoping it just gets better from here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll put my videos on the screen for your enjoyment. Until then, I'll see you guys next year. Adios.